So let's talk about the Ethiopian eunuch for a moment. Acts chapter 8. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip, saying, Arise and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship, was returning, and sitting in his chariot, read Isaiah the prophet. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, Go near, and join thyself to this chariot. And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest? And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would go up and sit with him. The place of the scripture which he read was this: He was led as a sheep to the slaughter, and like a lamb dumb before his shearer, so opened he not his mouth. In this humiliation his judgment was taken away, and who shall declare his generation? For his life is taken from the earth. And the eunuch answered Philip and said, I pray thee, of whom speaketh the prophet this? Of himself, or of some other man? Then Philip opened his mouth, and began at the same scripture, and preached unto him Jesus. And as they went on their way, they came unto a certain water. And the eunuch said, See, here is water. What doth hindereth me to be baptized? And Philip said, If thou believest with all thine heart, thou mayest. And he answered and said, I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. And he commanded the chariot to stand still, and they went down both into the water, both Philip and eunuch, and he baptized him. And when they were come up out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord caught away Philip, and the eunuch saw him no more, and he went on his way rejoicing. So now remember, Romans 10:14, calling upon the name of the Lord. How do we do that? By believing. How do we believe? By hearing. How do we hear? With a preacher. So here, and again, this New Testament is given to us that is our preacher today. We don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to anybody else. We have the Scripture. In this day and time, in particular, they would not have had these scriptures, but Philip went to the eunuch. He taught the eunuch, and in that teaching to the eunuch asked, Philip didn't point it out, the eunuch asked, Seeing here is much water, what doth hinder me to be baptized? And Philip said, If thou believest, thou mayest. And at that point, the eunuch said that he believed that Christ was the Son of God. Now, obviously, baptism, which is baptism, some want to refer to it as water baptism. I think that's demeaning, but it's baptism, and it is in water. It's because of the heart. But if we continue to remember in Ephesians 4 and 5, one Lord, one faith, one baptism. We don't have to be told that Philip taught him about baptism to understand that in the teaching of Jesus, baptism was indeed taught.